We've got the most unique bike of the year, the Bonnell 775 MX. This thing is basically half dirt bike, half mountain bike. And because you can ride it both like a mountain bike and a dirt bike, I wanna see what type of range you can get on both sides of the coin. So first, we're gonna charge this thing up, ride it pedal assist only, see what the maximum battery range is, recharge it, go back out, and just use the throttle, see how far we can go on the new 775 MX. Yeah! Going 8 miles an hour right now pedaling when I know I could be going like 20 through here. You can just pop off of everything. You can tell this is the way it was intended to ride with this throttle. Gonna be pedaling for many hours today. Good thing it is beautiful out. All right, so I'm gonna go for what I'm gonna call a hybrid ride, where I'm mostly gonna pedal this bike, but I'm also gonna give it a little throttle assist when I need it, AKA when I'm gonna stop getting traction and spin out, which has already happened to me a couple times on this ride, so I don't know if I fully condone pedaling this bike. Like right now, I'm gonna give it a little throttle just to assist my pedaling. This is a moto trail. Oh, it's kind of loose, kind of tough to get traction. Ah, spinning. Point is, I don't want to just like flat out rip on this thing, but I do want to give it a fighting chance to see what max range would be realistically on a trail ride. So like right here, flattens out a little bit, and now I'm pedaling. Always need to remind myself that the brakes are moto style on this bike. Ah. Every time I get back on this thing, I kind of forget if I'm on a mountain bike or a motorcycle. So the plan, I'm gonna give little bits of throttle as I need to, but otherwise I'm just gonna ride pedal assist and see if that's what you were going for on this bike, what's the ultimate range that you could get. So in these sections right here, I'm just gonna pedal. Get my speed up that way. And crank here if I need some power. So when you look at this bike, the last thing you're probably thinking is, oh, I'm gonna pedal that mountain bike, but you may want to if you're trying to extend range, if you're just riding out to a trail like the way I'm riding right now. I'm on a kind of a flatter moto trail, and maybe you don't want to burn all your battery up and you want to ride this thing like a mountain bike. I just want to see what the ultimate range number would be on this bike. So that's kind of the goal of the day, is let's pedal this thing. We're gonna see what the max range would be if you're pedaling, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna do pretty much the opposite. We're gonna put it in the power mode that I'd wanna be in, and we're gonna ride it full throttle. But for right now, let's have a nice, enjoyable day pedaling the 775 MX. But for like right here, I'm gonna need throttle to make it up this, because I'm already struggling. So I'm trying to make this somewhat of a realistic ride. This is Colorado. This is gonna have a bunch of elevation change. So if you're riding some flatter areas, it might not be as drastic, but I'll put the elevation numbers in here so you guys can see it. But we're gonna gain and lose a lot of vertical today. Yeah. I do have to admit that it is very tempting to want to pull the throttle on this thing right now, because just going down that downhill, oh man, this bike is so fun. I'm going 8 miles an hour right now pedaling when I know I could be going like 20 through here. and bouncing off of stuff, but I need to have patience. I do want to try something real quick. I always think it's interesting to shut these electric mountain bikes completely off, so you basically simulate what it would be like if your battery did die. So let's try that. Knock it down to 0. Oh boy. Oh boy. That's like pedaling through molasses. Yeah, it's possible. I would almost rather just be pushing it. Yeah, if you're in out of battery on this thing, it's pretty brutal to pedal. Like even this little bit. I feel like I'm climbing up a steep climb right now. Whew. Yeah, I don't like that. Clicker back on. 3,000 watts right now is what I'm pedaling. And it feels like if you're gonna pedal this bike, that's pretty appropriate amount of power. But if I put it into street mode, mode 1 is 1,000 watts. Let's try that for a second. So 1,000 watts or 1 kilowatt. Pretty slow. I don't think it's quite enough for the assist. Like going up this feels pretty difficult, but you know, if you're really down on power and you're trying to get the most out of your pedal strokes to get you back somewhere, you could knock it into 1,000 watts and use those old meat pistons you got, pedal yourself out, because it probably doesn't use much energy at all. But that's enough for me. 3,000 is where we want to be. So I'm going to switch it back into race mode, and that's where we're going to live today. 3,000 watts of pedaling power. All right, so quick update. I have gone 5 miles at this point, and the battery's reading 93%, so I'm gonna be out here for a while. Oh, suspension's so good on this bike. I love this frame. I'll talk more about that in an upcoming video, but man, it's just a solid bicycle, or motorcycle, whatever you wanna call it. That was a fun descent. Now back up we go. So I'm barely down to 90%, and yeah, put a fair amount of miles in already, so a little foreshadowing. I think we're gonna have a much longer ride than I was anticipating. Quick update, we are at the 12-mile mark right now, pedaling some single track, and we've only used 30% of this battery. So we're at 70% state of charge, 12 miles. Should be a fun little descent here. Remember where the brakes are. Remember where the brakes are. Woo! Oh! Woo, that's sandy. Woo! That's fun. This thing is reading 12.5 miles. Woohoo! Man, this bike is so fun going downhill. And like 68%. So, crazy. This thing's got range. All right, guys. Still pedaling. About 2 hours into my ride right now. State of charge on the 775 MX is 63%, and I have gone 14.5 miles. We're not even close to being done yet. It's gonna be like a 4.5 hour ride probably. Gonna be pedaling for many hours today. Good thing it is beautiful out. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. That's loose.
So I kept pedaling up and riding down until the battery had nothing left to give. The final numbers after my 5-hour ride was 7,541 feet of climbing and 7,434 feet of descent, for a total of 42.59 miles. Next, let's go ride this thing the way it was truly meant to be ridden and see how the range number compares.
Yeah! Now for the fun part. Throttle only. You can just hop off of everything. Literally everything is fun to ride on this bike. Almost more fun going up than it is going down. Almost. I could argue that going uphill, not right here, but in the faster stuff, is potentially more fun than going down on this bike. But flipping the throttle going downhill is just changes everything. And no, I'm gonna point out I'm not on mountain bike trails right now. I'm gonna ride moto trails before everybody gets upset. Moto, moto, moto. This thing is just too fun. You can just pop off of everything. You just give a little blip of the throttle and every little rock turns into a fun hit. Oh man, this thing is so fun. You can tell this is the way it was intended to ride with this throttle. Little 2-track climb here. This is what's gonna kill the battery right here. Just doubling up stuff uphill. Oh man. Man, too fun. Keep saying the same thing, but it is too fun. All right, quick range update. We are right about halfway through our battery right now. And at the halfway mark, we're reading right where I thought we would be, just shy 10 miles. So last time I did a pseudo range test. I didn't run it all the way down, but it was basically the same number. So let's see where we end up. Let's keep riding, find out. Partial medium to hard enduro. Yeah, easy enduro. All right, 775 MX. We're down to about 10% right now on the battery, and it's starting to feel a little sluggish. So this is where I'm gonna call it right here, and it's right where I expected it to be. Pretty much 19 miles right on the nose, and I did 4,000 feet of climbing and 4,000 feet of descending. It was about an hour and 20 minutes of ride time. So I probably wouldn't ride this bike in this manner all the time. I would probably do a mixture of the 2 rides that I did in this video, where I would pedal a little bit and then I'd be on the throttle a lot. And that would hopefully bridge the gap between these 2 numbers a little bit and make it more maybe high 20s, low 30s type of battery range. So I think that's what this bike is best at. The other thing to keep in mind is replacement batteries for this bike aren't as crazy expensive as they are for some other bikes, so it's not out of the question to get a second battery on this bike and be able to swap and really extend your ride time. So I don't know, I think the range is acceptable. I think if you're pedaling a little bit and using the throttle, I think you're going to get some good range on this thing, and you can just kind of tailor this bike to whatever experience you want. Please keep in mind, I'm in the Rocky Mountains here. There's tons of elevation. You might not be in this part of the country, and you might have some flatter type terrain. So if you're on flatter terrain, you're probably going to see better range numbers too. If you're lighter than I am, I'm 165, you're probably going to see better range. If you're lighter on the throttle, probably going to see better range. And on the flip side, if you're heavier, harder on the throttle, steeper terrain, you're probably going to see worse range. So keep all that stuff in mind. This is just a baseline for what I can get out of the bike. Let me know what you think. Bonnell 775 MX. These things are basically available now. I love this bike. This is probably low-key one of my favorite bikes of the year. So we're going to do some more content with this thing. I hope this video helps you guys make a decision if this bike is right for you. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll see you next time.